Late as usual, am I right?
Alright, let's jump right into it. Whoa! First thing, just by looking at it right now, that's right at the top, we got Arch Nemesis Protos. If you don't know, this card is a worm monster that can special summon itself from the graveyard. Pretty strong card, great recursion and stuff. Banned right away. I wasn't really expecting this guy. I guess he does have some power in decks like Sword Soul and others, but wow, that's pretty insane right there, right away. And just looking down a bit more, we have Eva, which, as you know from the last list, got limited to hit Drytron. Banning Eva is a bit of a surprise to me, since Drytron really hasn't been that impressive in the format right now. But I guess Konami had a grudge or something. So Eva's gone, no more searching. That's pretty shocking right there. Oh, wow. Alright, next up here we got... What? Alright, I get it. We got some more Bird of Sovereignty. Now this is pretty wild. I didn't think this would be the hit to all the Tri-Brigade and Harpy stuff going on out there, but I guess it makes a lot of sense. This Link 3 Smorg card, obviously being known for being able to summon the Barrier Statue, and Barrier Statue's a card that locks your opponent down pretty hard unless they have wind monsters. But that's pretty neat that they hit him that way. Really wasn't expecting that one. Let's see here. Anything else? Oh, wow. Finally. This card is so annoying to deal with. We got Imperial Order banned. This card is so annoying. Finally. If you don't know Imperial Order, big floodgate, real annoying card, especially for playing Tenny and Sword Soul and stuff. That's pretty interesting though. Straight up banning it. It was limited, so I guess that makes sense. I mean, I thought it did play a bit of a sort of checks and balance on the format for some decks, but wow, that's pretty wild right there. Alright, let's see what's next. Alright, now we're on to the limited section, which means you can only play one of the following cards. Whoa! Astrograph Sorcerer, back at 1. It's another boost to Pendulums. You know, the other day I was just remarking about how Astrograph was still banned. And it really is, I mean, look at that. Pendulums, as we know, really haven't been all that competitively dominant in the last couple formats, really, even. Ever since Electromite was kind of hit, the deck's been kind of dead, you know? But this is pretty interesting. Astrograph is back to 1. That could provide some more power for Pendulums, maybe. But like I was thinking before, it really doesn't seem like it'll do that much to put them into that much relevancy. More than they already are. But that's pretty sweet. Next is Destrudo, the Lost Dragon's Frisian. Now this is an interesting pick. This one's wild because this card was banned because of its absolute ridiculous link spanning potential and synergy with dragon decks and that kind of stuff, especially with Orchist. But here I can see it's coming back to 1 because, well, Orchist really hasn't been doing anything lately since the big ban list about 2 years ago. But yeah, that's pretty interesting to see that card come back. It was pretty powerful back when it was still being played, so I like to see what happens now with the hit back in the format. Alright, next up here we have, oh my gosh, Fairy Tale Snow! This is wild! We haven't seen this card since way back near the beginning of Links, back in the Goki stuff. This card is insane for combos. If you don't know Fairy Tale Snow, you banish 7 cards from your graveyard and you can summon it back to your field. That is absolutely wild. I don't think we'd ever see this card back from the list. Well, I guess Konami thinks that all these really spammy Links spamming cards might be able to come back and have an interesting format. That's wild. That's absolutely insane. Next up is Lunalight Tiger. Alright, that's an interesting pick because you'd think that they try to be hitting the Tri-Brigade strategy and stuff, but I feel like Lunalight Tiger only really helps them. I don't know. It's an interesting pick all around. Yeah, I wouldn't think we'd be seeing that card back. It was pretty powerful with its effects and stuff, but I don't know. So far, this list has been absolutely wild. Let's see what we got next. Alright, we got new hit to Tri-Brigade and Harpy and Beast Warrior Wind Beast shenanigans right here. Duelist Recital Starling. Now this is an interesting hit because this card is really kind of annoying to deal with. I mean, the whole Tri-Brigade strategy is no offense, but it's kind of annoying. So having this card hit makes a lot of sense. Tri-Brigade's been pretty strong in the meta lately, stronger than you would expect them to be. I mean, at least stronger than Konami expects them. They just got all this power real quickly with the release of the Tri-Brigade cards, and that's pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm glad to see this card limited. That'll prevent some stupidness. Again, no offense for Tri-Brigade. Alright, now to spells and traps. Monster Gate, limited. This is a pretty interesting card. Big hit for Infernoid decks. I know it's a bit wild sound, but that's one of the big cards that Monster Gate's used for. I really didn't see this card being hit at all. I mean, it's a pretty good card, don't get me wrong, but I didn't really expect this out of Banlist. But sorry to you Infernoid players around there. That's too bad, but alright. Alright, let's see what else we got. Whoa! Pot of Desires. This card, as I'm sure all of you guys know, you banish 10 from the top and you get to draw 2. Pretty wild card, but I never thought Nami would actually hit it. That's pretty insane. I always thought it was a bit of a kind of balance already. It wasn't really causing that much trouble in the format. That's pretty insane. Wow, that's actually dang. Really out of left field with this one. Alright, let's take a look, see what else. No, that's it. That's it for limited. Wow, yeah, a lot of limited cards this time. Not so much bans, but a whole lot of limits. That's really interesting. Cards coming to 1, cards going to 1. It's wow. Alright, I guess it's time to start with the semi-limits now. As you guys know, that means you can have 2 of this card in your deck. By the way, whoa, Destiny Hero, Malicious. I'm just joking, he's always there. That's his house. That's his house. That's where Destiny Hero Malicious lives. In the semi-limit zone. You know, this should really rename it to the Malicious Zone, am I right? But underneath that, a hero lives. Wow, alright. More hero stuff. This card is a great card for the Warrior engine, and it's interesting to see it coming back to 2. That's pretty wild, as I've been saying for most of this list. And under that one, Fusion Destiny. Great! I'm a big fan of this hit because the thing I'm the least big fan of is Predator Plant Verite Anaconda. That card is so dumb. Being able to summon other decks' fusion boss monsters for practically free, I think that's a really good hit because that stops the new Destiny Hero guy, the Phoenix Destruction Enforcer, or whatever he's called. I think that's a good choice. Still wish they'd hit Dragoon or Anaconda, but I'll have to wait and see. Up next we got Dang, Dear Servant. Alright, a hit to Dogmatica and Albaz. That's pretty interesting. I do think Dogmatica has been around for a while. Really hasn't been getting hit all that much. There's really kind of splashable in pretty much anything. So it seems like they got a hit here to Dogmatica, Shaddoll, and all those kinds of decks. So that's pretty neat. And look at that, Salamangreat Great Circle, back to 2. Let's go Sal, guys. As you know, this Sal deck was really big in the Eternal format, my personal favorite, and I'm glad to see one of these cards come back to being not totally banned like in the January 2020 ban list. Whoa! Scapegoat! Back at 2! This is absolutely crazy. As you all know, Scapegoat was banned near the beginning of the Link Monsters integration into the game because summoning 4 tokens was believed to be just too powerful for the Link spamming that was about to ensue, but look at this. Back at 2, that's pretty wild. I mean, Scapegoat's an iconic card, I'm glad to see it back, but what's with Konami and all these Link spamming cards coming back? That's really interesting right there. I guess they have a plan in mind. Really shaping up the format with this one. And that's it for semi-limits. That's all for the 2 carders. Now, if you're clever, you would have noticed that some cards that are on their last list are now not. Which is usually how it goes with ban lists, but still. First on the unlimited, that means you can have 3. But first on unlimited is Danger Nessie. Yep, it was semi-limited last time, bound to come back to 3. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, obvious. Again, more towards that link spamming playstyle, but that's just how cards in the Banlist go. They go from 1 to 2 to 3, and yeah, that's it. Next, Perform Pulse Scope Joker. Again, that same thing. Was semi-limited last time, coming to 3. Pendulums still aren't that strong, so it makes a lot of sense. That's just how it rolls with the Banlist. Alright. This next one may sound a little funny to you, but Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon to 3. This makes sense if you think about its errata that it's got recently, where it made the effect a hard once per turn. So that makes sense when it's come back to 3, although it still helps with the consistency a little bit, although it was mostly searched. So really not that much of a hit here with Red MD. And then after that we got Emergency Teleport coming to 3. Semi-limited last time, so makes sense. Especially with EVA ban, really no need for it to be limited anymore. I mean, it was limited for a long time, and it's a really big boost to some rogue strategies that do a lot of psychics. The Punk deck coming up in the future, that might be pretty interesting with the E-Teleport, so that's actually a pretty neat hit all around. So yeah, makes sense, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Oh my gosh, Raigeki! This is actually wild. I mean, you guys know Raigeki. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This is actually insane. In a format where Raigeki and Dark Hole are at 3, monster destruction is going to be wild. I guess it kind of balances out all those monster spamming cards Konami was putting out there with these previous unbans. That is actually an extreme release right here. Wow, that's boom. Alright, let's see what's next after that. Ooh. After that exciting reveal of Raigeki, there's a bit of a Debbie Downer with Skill Dream. I know not a lot of people are going to like that. It seems like Konami's going for a really interesting format here, where you let the opponent make a lot of stuff with all these spamming cards, but a lot more floodgates and destruction cards like Raigeki and Skill Drain. I guess we traded one floodgate for another, right? This is really interesting. Wow. Yeah, and that's it. That's it for Unlimited, so that's the whole list. Dang. What the heck? And there you have it. The January 27th, 2022 Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list. Overall, a lot of crazy bans going on here. Like, a lot of them. Way more than I expected to see. A lot of cards coming back and a lot of cards getting hit to limited. Very interesting. It also is very interesting the kind of format Konami's cooking up with this one. It'd be interesting to see how it plays out. All these powerful cards and all that stuff. Really something. That's it from me, so see you guys next time, and don't forget to comment below what you think about this ban list and will do for this upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh! Format. See ya.
Ooh, look at that, you made it to the end. I know this one was a long one, but that list was really quite interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much about it, though. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy, if you have ideas of what I should do next. Hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button to know when I make content. And yeah, that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe. See ya.